guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it has been a long time. Jacob, maybe you can help me actually with this one. I'm sharing fun things to do while we are home. A lot of us are, like, some people are in shelter in place or they're asked to stay home or doing a lot of social distancing right now. I know this is a really hard time, especially if you have a lot of kids. If you already follow my channel, you already know I have too many kids. But if you don't, if you're new here, I have 4 young kids. Jacob is my oldest. So everyone under him, we are just trying to survive this, keeping the kids happy, keeping everyone entertained. And so I just wanted to throw together a quick video of some of the things my kids really, really loved. Some things I grabbed knowing that we were gonna be stuck home for a while. Some things are just like, we just love having always. So hopefully you guys find this helpful. I think all of this is available on Amazon or Walmart or to be shipped to you, so you don't even have to go out of your house to get it. But yeah, Jacob, maybe you can help me. So Hannah is also watching. We're gonna see how well she does. She's sitting in her high chair watching me film this, and so far she's being good, but I might have to grab her and we'll make it work. So, okay, Jacob's gonna start. So the first thing is this Foam Alive. So my kids really like this. It's really fun. Let's try not to make a huge mess. So everything I'm gonna show you, I think is pretty budget friendly. Like, I don't love spending a whole lot of money on this kind of stuff. But more importantly, I don't like things that make huge messes. And all of this looks like it could be a huge mess, but we're very careful with it about how we do it. So let me show them. So this Foam Alive is kind of like sand, but it's more like foam, and it's just weird. It like jiggles and wiggles and it moves when you're not even moving. It's pretty fun though, huh? Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna put that back. What's the next thing you want to show? So this you can grab from Amazon around under $15, let's say that. I know prices are changing on everything so much, but yeah, this is a really fun thing, Foam Alive, that my kids like. Actually, what I'm going to show you is this system really quick. So with this system, I grabbed these from the dollar store, but you can get any kind of bins. You can get any kind of bin. So my kids each have their own bin. So whenever we play with Foam Alive or any of these different things, they each get their own thing and then their own bin. So that way they're not fighting, and that does help contain it just a little bit. And then the last thing before I show you all the fun stuff is this mat. So I lay this mat down and they have to stay on the mat with their bins. Their bins and their bodies have to stay on the mat, and that also helps contain the mess, and then I can just kind of roll it up and like take it in the backyard and shake it off. But this is really nice. It's leather, so I also hose it off like pretty regularly because it's fine, and then I just leave it out to air dry. So I really like this. This is from Amazon, and it's pretty big. I guess I could tell you the dimensions, but I don't know. But all of my kids will fit on here. We even do like picnics on here, or sometimes we do picnics in the living room and I throw this out and let them all eat their snacks, watching a movie or whatever. But that mat is just a really good thing to have. I just realized that the wind is blowing this. It's because I have a door open because it's really hot here. So there's not a ghost, it's just the wind. Okay. Okay, so the next thing that my kids love is Kinetic Sand. And I actually really like this too. I don't feel like it's too huge of a mess if you know how to contain it. So I actually have, each of the kids have their own bag of Kinetic Sand. That way we don't have any fighting about whose is whose and what's fair. But if you haven't seen Kinetic Sand, it's kind of like the Foam Alive, but the consistency is different, and it just kind of like switches it up for the kids. Like, it just keeps it like so they're not bored of it. So one day they play with Foam Alive, the next day they play with Kinetic Sand, and it's like something completely new. But this sand is like, I guess it's like sticky sand, and so it doesn't make too big of a mess because it sticks together. So when it comes time to clean up, it sticks together, and it's pretty good. But Kinetic Sand is definitely a fan favorite in our house. So again, you can get this on Amazon. You can also go in the store and get it, but we're trying not to go in the store right now. So I'm looking at Amazon. Okay, so this is one. I actually got all of these beads. This is a Costco nut can, but I got these beads from the dollar store. And so one of the things my kids do with the beads is they just string them. They're not even making anything, they're just stringing beads. And that entertains them for a surprisingly long time. And again, we throw it on the mat, everything stays on the mat, you know? So it keeps it pretty contained. Obviously the baby can't participate in most of these things, but she doesn't need to be entertained like kids do anyways. So beads. That is such a fun, cheap thing. In fact, I was realizing after I had purchased all these different packets from the dollar store, it's cheaper to just buy like a huge bag from any other store than buy small bags from the dollar store. Beads are pretty inexpensive. String is also pretty inexpensive. And that's a fun one. Okay, sidewalk chalk. That's probably a given, but like literally my kids love sidewalk chalk so much. They will go out there forever and just draw and draw and draw and draw. And when the weather is good, this is great. We had a few days of amazing weather, so I grabbed these, but then the weather got kind of yucky, so we haven't been able to use them again. But when the weather was good, these were so nice to have, and chalk is extremely cheap. Okay, along with good weather is this bubble machine. This bubble machine just looks kind of like a baby toy. This thing is a monster. I was so pleased with the output of bubbles that it created. Our whole yard is filled with bubbles when we turn this thing on. And then we have a walking trail behind our house, so everybody walking behind our house gets a bubble parade themselves. So this is just such a fun thing to have. All my kids love this. Like my 2-year-old, do you like this, Jacob? To my 6-year-old, and the baby, she's mesmerized by it. So this is definitely a good thing to have. This was $15 at Walmart. And when you buy the whole big jug of bubbles, it's so cheap. So you buy this for 15 bucks, which is kind of, I don't know, pricey for a piece of plastic, but it is a good investment because bubbles are cheap and then you can just use bubbles. So really, really loving this one. And then I have a water mat. So I don't know if you guys have seen these before, but they're water mats, and basically they come with like little not markers, they're just little tubes that you put water in with a little felt tip, and you can what?
Color.
You can color or paint on it. You can see how Malia just kind of dumped some water on and it's drying, but so when it gets wet, it changes colors and you can draw on it. So anyways, so this is a really fun thing if you need to be indoors and you can't go outside. Because it's spring, the weather right now is just, every day it's like, are you gonna be cold or hot? But this is a great indoor activity, and it is mess free because it's just water, and then it dries and then you can start all over. So this was from Amazon, and this one was about $20, but I've seen them in all different price ranges. But I really like this one. I don't know if you can tell, but when they color it, the alphabet appears, and it's also bigger, and I have more kids, so I want them to all be able to share instead of buying multiple mats. And then this is a roll of butcher paper, and the butcher paper is just really nice. We can use this for painting, for coloring, for tracing like their bodies, or for making signs, or whatever it is. The butcher paper is so handy. My kids used to go through so much paper just doing like crafts and stuff, and I realized that this is a way more effective way to keep paper on hand. This roll was about $6 from Walmart, and it's a pretty big roll. It's gonna last us a very long time, and my kids do a lot of coloring and drawing, especially Jacob, and he loves Bakugans right now. Do any of your kids love Bakugans? And then the last thing, which is my favorite thing, and we only have a little bit left, but this is gonna go a long way, and it's these water beads. So maybe they're more popularly known as Orbeez, or maybe that's like the brand of them, but these water beads are so fun. They explode into bigger water beads, and they're squishy and they're just so weird, but the cool thing is if you dehydrate them, they shrink back into these little teeny beads and you can use them again. So I guess Jacob's gonna grab some, but these are so fun. I did make the mistake of letting them play with them in the house, and then they drop some and then they roll and then it makes a huge mess, so I've designated these to be an outside toy for now until they can maybe learn. Yeah, this is a little Orby that is filled with water, and so it's squishy, and then when they're in bulk, it's just kind of like soothing and mesmerizing. Huh, Hannah, she's just staring at us. Anyways, okay, so that is everything that I have been using to entertain my kids. When we're about to all kind of go crazy, I'm like, okay, what are we gonna do today? What is our fun thing we're gonna do today? And I pull out one of these things. So I hope that's helpful in this weird time. I'll try to leave links to everything below. Thank you guys for watching this video. Let me know, how are you doing? What are some fun things you're doing with your kids? We're definitely going on a lot of walks and bike rides and trying to stay sane and active as much as we can. Okay, I'm coming. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you next time.